Alright guys, it's David here at Southern Outdoors and Homesteading. As you can see, I'm in the barn this morning. I don't even want to make this video, but I guess I'm going to have to. So let's talk about some things first. If you're a homesteader and you like my videos because of homesteading, I apologize for all the duck hunting videos. But that's all that's been going on. I got some videos homesteading coming up, and they will be on point. It's coming into spring. You'll see that here soon. I do have a couple more duck hunting videos coming out. If you're watching us for my hunting videos, those are fixing to slack off because the end of season, well, is tomorrow, and we have an ice storm tonight. Anyway, moving on from that, let's talk about egg production. There is a lot of noise, a lot of traffic right now, a lot of conspiracies on egg production. By the way, it's about 38, 39 degrees out here this morning, which is why I'm in the barn. Don't mind my deer hanger. We processed the deer the other day. Anyway, that being said, egg production. I want you first and foremost to do your own research, okay? A lot of people are saying egg production is down, worse than it's ever been. A couple things you need to understand when it comes to egg production from chickens. Winter time, well, let me say this: deep winter, deep summer, harsh weather conditions, chickens naturally slack off laying a little. Also, winter time with the shorter day length or shorter daylight length makes production slack off a little. So you're going to naturally get that. I have Red Rangers and I have Barred Rocks. I have roughly 30 hens and I have 3 roosters. That being said, I get about 20 to 24 eggs a day. That's pretty good. Actually, that's really good for winter time. Now that I've said that, that's all natural. Also, chickens need around 20% protein in their diet to have good production. If you don't know what an omnivore is, I suggest you go look it up. Chickens are omnivores, they're not herbivores. Okay, they literally are designed to eat everything. So, I free range. My chickens get the opportunity to go through the yard, I let them into the compost pile. I let them go through the pasture next door, the barn lot next door of our neighbors. They literally will kick over horse poop and eat the worms and bugs out of them. That's what they do. They're omnivores. Chickens eat, and I have turkeys, but chickens eat bugs, worms, snakes, ticks, frogs, even mice. When I mow down my garden in the wintertime and the mice take off running out of it, the chickens will chase them down like velociraptors. I'm not even joking, y'all. So, they're omnivores. Keep that in mind. They need the protein to lay eggs, to produce eggs. Now, when it comes to feed, let's talk about feed. I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theory side of that. I'll give you my opinion, but I'm not going to get into what's really going on. My opinion, a lot of traffic out there, a lot of noise out there on why people's chickens, and I've had them come to me, they're quit laying. Well, why haven't yours? Well, let's talk about something. I give my chickens chicken feed in the wintertime pretty consistently. In the summertime, I get them off of it and make them almost solely free range. They may get 1 feeding a week from me, but they completely free range. I feed 22% Ware Mill layer. Ware Mill is pretty much a local feed mill that produces feed. I buy it from a local feed store. I do not buy my feed from any of the big chains, okay? That's important for 2 reasons. A, always support local. You know whose daughter's getting piano lessons, you know whose son's getting sports lessons, you know whose food's on whose table that way. Support local, that's important, all right? Now that I've said support local, use local feed, you know where your feed's coming from. Just like when I grow my garden, I know where my food is coming from. When I harvest my rabbits, when I harvest my chickens, I know where my food's coming from. That's important. Okay. Now, that being said, everybody buys 16% feed. What did I tell you earlier in the video? They need 20% feed. So stay away from 16% if you want good layers, okay? Go up to something higher than that. Also, you can substitute. I understand not everybody can free range. It's best if you can, but if you can't, you need to substitute mealworms. Go to the store and buy night crawlers for fishing. Get crickets. Feed them some type of extra supplement for protein. Keep your production up. Mine's cost effective, letting them free range. It just makes sense. Costs an extra $2 a bag to get the 22% layer. I make that up and when I sell eggs, okay? Anyway, that being said, moving on from that, let's address the big name companies for a second. Traffic going around. I want y'all to do your research. And there's a lot out there that you can get with just a little research. Couple things. We know our economy is not in the best shape right now, okay? Everybody everywhere is cutting wherever they can. So I'm going to say that your typical feed isn't going to be the consistency. I'm not even looking at bags right now, but I'm going to say they're not the normal consistency because those companies have to make a profit. They're trying to make more of a profit. So more junk's going to go in the feed that costs less, if that makes sense. All right. Now I've said that, let's also keep in mind some connections. I don't buy Dunmore. I don't buy Tractor Supply's brand, which is slipping my mind at the moment. I don't buy Purina. Occasionally I have to buy Nutrena stuff for certain things. But I try. My Game Bird feed is Nutrena. But I have not found a supplement that's a local feed with that higher of protein because they need more in the, my quail need more like 26% protein, 28% protein. So until I find a substitute, I'm having to deal with that. That being said, there's a lot of connections due on your own about who owns and who distributes these things. When you have companies that are producing the feed that are also distributed, the distributor owns actually parcels of them, and they do for these big egg laying companies, it should raise a flag. Like I said, not even putting names out there to an extent. Do your own research, but we all know everybody is in cahoots with each other when it comes to this stuff. It's all about money. It's what it boils down to. They're not, in my opinion, trying to necessarily control you, but it's all about money. They're trying to make money in every which way they can. So yeah, if they can find a way to mess your production up, yeah, I'm sure it's going to happen. They know us local people out in the country sell to each other. So any way they can do that, they're going to try to do that. It's competition to them. Everybody's looking for the upper hand. So just keep that in mind. But to provide you the opportunity here, I'm just telling you, buy local. Buy from your local feed mill. Buy from a local feed store. Know where your food or feed comes from when it comes to your animals. Know what's in it. Like I said, chickens are omnivores. I hate to keep pushing this down your throats, but they're omnivores. They eat protein. They eat meat. They eat insects. They need it. Quick little story. I had an interesting thing happen a couple years ago. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I had chickens, I have turkeys, and I eradicated, I had a mouse problem. You got a farm, you got a mouse problem. You got feed, you got a mouse problem. I eradicated the mice problem here, all right? And I was like, man, that's nuts. A couple days later, a week later, I literally had an infestation of crickets. I was like, what are you kidding me? Those big nasty camel crickets that jump everywhere. I'm not talking a wood cricket, I'm talking the nasty one. Literally could walk in at nighttime and the walls were covered in my chicken, part of my barn where my chicken coop is. I was like, what is the deal? I started doing some research. Well, field mice eat crickets. The mice I had were keeping the population under control. I literally messed up the ecosystem in my barn by killing off the mice. Yes, it was necessary, but I caused another problem. Then I had to use diatomaceous earth on everything to kill them. That's a natural way to kill the insects. I did get that under control, but it's just an example of what happens. So it's a way of life. These chickens, your chickens, my chickens, they need protein as much as they can get. The more protein, the better. If you can free range, that will totally help you out more than anything. I understand some of y'all are small community backyard chickens. You can't do that. I get it. But that's my soapbox for this morning. Like I said, just remember those things. High protein, buy local, common sense things. Know who you're buying from so you can put food on their table instead of some executive's bank account, okay? When it costs a little more to buy local, it is what it is, but do it. You know where your money's going that way. You're not giving it to a corporation. So that's about all I have on this particular topic. As I said before, it is what it is. Take care of your animals. Know where your food's coming from. The same for you. Know where your food's coming from. I'll give you a quick little update on animals in here. We got quail. I'm not going to take you inside, but I have quail eggs in the incubator that are forming. Hopefully in about a week, or well, really over a week, we'll have baby quail. Let's see, I got a few chicken eggs in the incubator. I don't know what's going on with that. They're not fertile. Of course, mine are younger roosters, so I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, I had my 2 main roosters die this winter. So that being said, we'll figure that out. It'll be fine. I'm wanting some more barred rocks. I'm going to try them as a meat bird substitute this year if I pin them up and pour the protein to them and fat. We have the rabbits. Don't mind that my cages need to be cleaned. I clean them every 2 weeks. It is time to clean them. All of my rabbits should be bred up. I bred them once. We had Snowball down here. Snowball is the only one that had babies. So say hi, Snowball. So, but that was her first litter. She didn't know what to do. She didn't pull hair. I had nesting boxes in there, and she had the babies. They died that night. She didn't pull hair and stuff the box and have them in the box. So that was a sad story. She had 8 babies and they all died. So hopefully that's fixed. We have some more rabbits that are bred up. Hopefully there'll still be plenty of time for Easter. If my math's right, they'll be here about 2 weeks before Easter. So that being said, here's Cheyenne and Scout, my mama dog. I'm probably going to breed her one last time this year and have one more litter. We'll see, as long as Trigger can still do his job. Anyway, that's what's going on inside. Let me take you outside real quick. By the way, I do not leave lights on for my chickens to give them artificial lighting for egg production. I do not do that. I give them a break during wintertime, the natural cycle. I do leave the lights, LED lights on in here in the barn for the quail. I turn them on at 6 a.m. in the morning. I don't really turn them off till 6 p.m. But that's just to get my production up. It is a slopping mess. We got an ice storm coming tonight, supposedly. My chickens want something to eat. Anyway, Red Rangers, Barred Rocks, and I actually have 3 or 4 Buff Orpingtons for broodiness. They tend to go broody, and I will prove that to you right now. Those are not even a year old. Let me take you in here. See that one down there? She's got eggs she's sitting on. She's liable to bite you. See, she's ruffled up. I'm gonna leave you alone. They're all sitting on eggs. Anyway, turn that light back off. And hang this back up. Sorry guys. I'll deal with that in a second. Anyway, I had one chicken go rogue. She wanted to lay in my carport, so I locked her in the nesting area. But that's all I got for you. I'm I'm just out here, cold Monday morning, getting prepared for the ice storm, getting all my stuff ready. Anyway, hope my finger wasn't in the way. But there's the turkeys. Won't be long, we'll be doing all of that. These gardens, nothing going on. February we'll be planting our early crops. You see the nesting boxes out there. Hopefully this spring we'll get into some bees. They're empty. And most of our, I guess you call them blood oranges that we transplanted last fall made it. So back in November, so excited about that. Anyway guys, that's all I got for you. Remember, stay local, buy local, stay real. I'm trying to stay real with y'all. I'm not saying don't trust the system. I'm just saying use your brain when it comes to these things. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up. Whatever social media platform you're on, if you would subscribe on YouTube and share us whenever you can, that helps us out tremendously. Anyway guys, thanks again, and we'll catch you on the next video.